How did I convert a barren backyard into a productive vegetable garden? Part 2. Sa hindi pa nakapanood ng first part ng video ito, this is now the continuation of how did I convert a barren backyard into a productive vegetable garden. So ito na yung nangyari about 30 days after I started the activity. We already have the plants there. Kalabasa, sweet corn, and then at the right portion with mulching, plastic mulching is being readied for other vegetables like tomatoes, eggplants, sweet and hot peppers. And we are getting into the trellis area. Trellis is about 10% of the area. This is permanent, so I can just plant vines of varied varieties. We have a sitaw, bataw, patani, kundol, patula, upo, at di pwede yung kalabasa kasi masisira yung trellis natin. The idea here is to produce various vegetables needed in the kitchen on a small scale basis. On a gardening style, meaning after a month or two, I will be planting the same variety of crop so that I will have a continuous supply needed in our kitchen. So we have kangkong there, onion leaves. This one is, we have radish. At the center of trellis, there is a plot reserved for short-term crops. We have pechay. So before the vine closes in at the top of the trellis, these short-term crops are already harvested. Kamote or sweet potatoes, those are weeds, vines. I left them alone because they can serve as wind breaker. Well, sa nasabi ko na sa aking first video, I discuss ko rito na how I made my own serrates without using a carbonizer. I am not an authority in making serrates, but sariling diskarte ko ito sa paggawa nito, being resourceful on what is available in my area, and also to let you also be resourceful on how are you going to do it on your own. So yan ang mga materials na gagamitin natin. We have pala, walis tingting, lata na binutasan, yung tinka ng mantika na wala na yatang halagayan, pinupulot lang somewhere. We have the campfire, so magdingas tayo ng apoy, and then tatakpan natin ng lata yan. Allow it to burn for a while para hindi mamatay, and then ibubuhos yung sa paligid niya yung initial na 2 sacks. We have 5 sacks here na carbonized or na rice hull na fresh. And then after na burn siya, we can add another layer of tin can, binutasan sa ibaba at sa itaas, at idadagdag yung remaining na rice hull, 3 sako, so naging 5 na siya. At hayaan siyang mag-burn, open yung nasa taas niya for I think 3 hours. Ang 5 sako yata daw, tapos ko yan in 5 hours. Ayan, nasusunog na halos na yung second na lata sa itaas. At yung rice hull sa paligid niya ay dadahan na rin nasusunog. At wag ayaang masunog yung na open black, o what you call it, dapat takpan o cover yung nasunog na portion kasi yan, magiging abo yan at hindi CR8 ang lalabas kundi cleanser at pwede mong panghugas ng pinggan o kaldero. So hindi yan magpakinabangan ng garden natin. So you have to cover the burned portion with the fresh na rice hull galing sa ibaba using the spade, of course. Walis tingting din. Halos manipis na yung natira na unburned na rice hull. So tinanggal na natin yung second tin can sa taas at hinayaan na lang na masunog siya and cover the black portion with fresh na CR8. Allow it to burn for a while hanggang maubos na halos 80% later, and then mix them all. I-mix mo na yung hindi nasunog, sana nasunog, and then sprinkle it with water until na mamatay yung apoy hanggang wala na yung usok. So you have to mix using the spade and using the sprinkler. You have to water until na mamatay yung apoy at mawala na yung usok. So reviewing our materials, we have the rake, the small spade, the walis tingting, the regular spade, we have the sprinkler, and then the tin can. Small spade there is just optional. Use the walis tingting to collect the produce and clean the areas so that the work area will be very neat. Well, we still have the part 3. Abangan ang rabbitry department and the vermicomposting section of our video.